Alright, so today I'm just going to show everybody what I've done a little different with my rugged radio system and stereo. So, as everyone has probably seen who wants a radio in their X3, that Rugged makes an entire kit now, a metal frame and then two side skirts. For their unit, and typically there is just a hole button cut out down at the bottom. Well, your start stop switch doesn't necessarily have to be some big round button, and so I'm going to, once I get this thing into the unit, I'm going to switch this out to a rocker switch above where your rockers are. I'm going to go ahead and have a rocker start switch, a momentary on rocker, which should do the same trick. Let's say that doesn't, then I'm probably just going to drill a round hole here on the side where I can just push the button on the side. One of the things that Rugged needs to pay attention to, when we spend all of our hard-earned money, don't give us a kit with square bolts like this that are unpainted and screws that are unpainted not to match. So most guys know the trick, spray painting bolts and screws and whatever. Twist them in halfway into a hole, make a little hole, twist your bolt in, get your threads past where you don't want a bunch of paint in your threads. I use a little Rust-Oleum primer and paint combination in a flat black, and it turns out perfect every time to paint your bolts. I went ahead and got some bigger bolts here, round instead of square, that they sent with the kit, and painted those up. Painted these, but as everybody can see, that's just a much better look in the unit. So how did I achieve the Rockford Fosgate? Well, let's take a quick look. By the way, before I get into that, I purchased a Rugged Radios RM25R WP unit from them. And I started looking at this unit, and then I got online and I started saying, man, this thing looks awful familiar. This is the waterproof. I have been through 3 radios so far, the 25 watts that Rugged sells and the QIT, I think it's like 8900s, that'll fit in the original slots, are junk when it deals with waterproofing. And so those things go bad. Most of them, as you know, have a Cat 5 here, and if you put Rugged's kit on it, it's about to fall. Rugged's kit on it, you plug it in, water gets in it when you clean the unit or when it rains, you name it. So this is a waterproof new unit. I like it. I got it on sale, but then I started looking at it and went, wait a minute, this unit looks familiar. And so I got out on the internet, and sure enough, this is the TYT TH8600 unit from TYT. So Rugged does not make a kit currently, an adapter kit to go to the radio. So what I did was, there's their connector, there's the connector on mine. I made my own. And so if any of you are wanting to learn how to do that, please like this video and comment that you'd like to see the video on it. I do have a video on how I made this unit. Now this is a TH8600. They make a TH8600 WP, waterproof, just like this one. I didn't know it when I bought it. But the 8600 WP just has some sealers, rubber gaskets here around the face, and it's sealed in the back where this cord goes out. This one's sealed. I've gone ahead and run dielectric on mine all the way into the joints, and so it should be sealed up. So in a different video, I'll show you how to make your own cable out the back to match Rugged's unit. And now this unit, $94 for the non-waterproof, $99 for the waterproof. If you've got a any 5-pin connectors, I bought some 5 pins online from China. They came in. I didn't use them because I had this spare off of one of the units off my RRP 6100. So how did I achieve this unit? Back to that. all I did was, notice that that has a round hole in it. All I did was buy a 2 1/8 hole saw blade. And so the trick was keeping that very stable, as you know, working on metal on these things. And so what I devised was a quick kit. This board went this way, centered up. As you can see, I've already done it there. This board, I pre-drilled holes for this so that this one slid through. It allowed me to sure up here. And what that did was, excuse me, that secured this wood in place where it wouldn't move. So when your drill goes through the first hole, it's now stabilized, the whole unit's stabilized, and you're not going to mess that up. I put blue tape over the face of it, and the hole turned out perfect, which you'll see a little later on. Alright, well, that went pretty good. I didn't get any nicks, any burrs that I'm aware of. Let's take a look at it. Seems pretty clean. The oil I used in there, I'm probably going to put some more tape on this thing and re-clean it. But, well, that's a pretty clean centered up hole with no real burrs on it. But that's a good looking kit. I'm going to use black silicone around the faces of these two units after I get it installed, making sure that it does install properly without having to take these radios out in there. And I will show you all the end result as soon as I can. For any of y'all that doubt that this is not the same radio, look, TX, so it transmits. I checked it, it works like a champ. Secret to that, they say, well, Rugged has their own codes. No, actually, if you buy this radio and you have the kit online, you can find the downloaded codes, or send me a message. I will send you the file that you can now upload in these. All I did was I downloaded from that unit, plugged this unit into the programming cable, and re-uploaded it. So I now have all the same channels. There's all the ones that you're going to see on a Rugged radio. It's identical. If I were to plug this one in, they would be identical in their size, everything. So, neat trick. Again, this unit, $250, on sale $200. This one, $100 plus about $25 worth of parts, maybe, if that. And you now have the same unit, waterproof, in there. Neat trick. Rugged will hate me for that one. But hey, Rugged, I know you've done your homework, and you deserve to make a living. But us cheap poor guys, we're doing the best we can. By the way, one of my past videos, I showed that I mounted this onto my center console. Big mistake, big mistake. I had to shave the console out. When it went in, my shifter knob would hit it, trying to slam down into low. I've even scraped up the face of it a little bit. And so I had to order me a new center console, which is crazy. These are listing at $109, but yet the entire dash that goes up and over is 40-something odd dollars. Go figure. I got it on sale for about 95 bucks. So I'm going to replace this unit and learn my lesson and put this on the face. Because flat, also, every time you wash the unit, the water just sits in there. It's going to be, horizontal instead of vertical, and the water just sits inside, and that's not good for the unit. Anyway, so that's the scoop. When I get this installed, I'll let you know. Videos to come. I've already bought the parts. The only thing I have not bought is the actual full windshield for my X3. I'm building on the cheap an X3 electric wiper and electric washing unit. So us guys in the mud, down in Houston area, we don't get cold weather very often, so full windshields, we don't use them very often, but it's nice to have that in the rain and also have the ability to put washers in. I've already bought these parts online. I've got to see if they work. If they work, then I'll do a full video on how to make your own on the cheap for less than. So far I've got, let me think here, 30, I have $50 into the washer system in here. Only thing I've still got to buy is a little bit more tubing and 2 of the nozzles and a backflow valve, which is $2 or $3 too. So I've got another maybe $15 worth of parts to buy, and I have my own washer and wiper system. I've got a rocker switch coming in that will toggle down on for the wipers to stay on, and then will momentary up and rocker up and momentary for the washer, just like you would in your car. So I'm going to be really excited if this thing works out the way I think it does. Like this, comment if you want to see it, and I'll produce it as soon as my wife turns loose of the purse strings and I'm allowed to buy my $400 windshield. Anyway, thanks guys.